Hello everyone! In this class, we'll talk about diet etiquette. Etiquette is one important feature of a nation's essential culture. Through thousands of years of social practice, human has established a set of rules of correct or polite behavior in society or among a group. It is embodiment of that group's culture and values. There are a lot of difference between Chinese and Western diet etiquette. Obviously, Western people eat separately, with the food divided into parts and placed in individual plates, while Chinese people share food on the table without using serving chopsticks. But there are more details of eating habits. Let's look at them in detail. First, let's begin with dinnerware, the tools people use to take food. In fact, there is similarity in the polite way of using dinnerware. In China, it is considered as a rude and uneducated manner to point at others with chopsticks. It is similar in Western countries. They seldom talk with a knife or fork, neither hold them in a fist. It is also considered as impolite to lick the spoon, knife, fork, chopsticks, or plates in both cultures. To strike plates or bowls is neither allowed. It may make loud noise to bother others. And in China, it is associated with the beggars begging along the street while striking their bowls to ask for food. Besides setting the polite way of using dinnerware, both cultures give connoted meaning to use of them. This cultural extension shows difference of the two cultures. The only common point is that both use dinnerware to express whether a diner has finished his or her meal. In Western countries, diners set their forks and knives on plate rather than on table when they don't need them. But different ways of placing the forks and knives can convey different meanings. If a diner places his or her knife and fork on plate, near the center, slightly angled in an inverted V and with the tips of the knife and fork pointing toward each other, it means that he or she hasn't finished the course and just paused to speak or to take a sip of beverage. If a diner places the knife and fork parallel with the handles in the 4 o'clock position on the right rim of the plate, it means he or she is done with the course. In China, people also use chopsticks to imply whether they are done with the meal. In some provinces, such as Sichuan, people would place chopsticks on table to show that they don't need them to take food and they have finished eating, while in other provinces, such as Zhejiang, the natives would place the chopsticks on the rice bowl to prevent the host from putting more food in their bowls, thus to show that they are done with the meal. In Sichuan, if you put your chopsticks on your rice bowl, it means that you still need them and you are just taking a break. But in Zhejiang, if you are not finished, you need to put your chopsticks on the table. But nowadays, in restaurants, all chopsticks are put on chopstick holders. It seems all these rules are not followed by modern people. So, even in the same country, there is no universal rule of the code of chopsticks. All you need to do is just do as Romans do. The place where guests sit also has social connotation. In China, the traditional dining table is round or square. The seats facing the front door are called the seat of honor. Usually, the eldest or the most important ones occupies them, while the seats opposite them are for the youngest or the least important ones. Others would take the seats on either side according to their importance. In China, host does not always take the seat of honor. He just accompanies the most honored guest in a nearby seat. So sometimes he sits at the side seat. The case is different in Western countries. The traditional dining table in the West is rectangular. Host and hostess sit at the end of the table. The seat of honor is the one to the right side of the host, because most people are right-handed. The first left-handed seat is for the second important guest. The others are arranged according to rank in terms of age, business roles, achievements, etc. But in a restaurant, it is the guest of honor who takes the best seat. The best seat is the one with the back of chair to the wall. The host sits to his or her left. Usually, for table of more than 6, there are place cards to identify where the guests sit. So, today we've learned about the codes of using dinnerware and where to sit. In next class, we'll know more about other etiquettes of dining. See you then.